I'm Mike.
I'm Brandon.
I'm Christian.
And we are the
Organ Loners. I think I would rather have fingers for toes. Because, I mean, imagine the trees you could climb with those kind of digits, man. If you had fingers on your feet.
Yeah, I use my fingers a lot more than I use my toes. So if I had to get rid of one set and get a second set of it, it would be fingers all the way.
You could still bass with toes on your hands, though, right?
I disagree with them. I would rather have toes for fingers, just because I like challenges, and I think life would be a lot more difficult for me.
At first I thought you said would you rather have toast for fingers, and if that was an option, I would rather have that.
What?
Isn't there toast?
Toast for fingers? Why not? That would be awesome.
If it's toast for fingers, I'd rather have toast too.
Especially if it's cinnamon toast fingers.
Would you eat your fingers then?
If you had toast for fingers, would you eat them? I probably would, yes. I'd rather fight Barack Obama because Abraham Lincoln was a wrestler. He was a down and dirty brawler, man. He knew how to fight.
How do you know that?
What, have you not? Didn't you learn that stuff in grade school?
No, they did not teach me that in grade school.
Oh man, no, he was an actual wrestler, and he settled debts by wrestling, man. And plus, he was like 6'50" and lanky. You know, he's got the reach. I would go with Obama.
Lincoln for me, just because I kind of like the idea of shaking a corpse, and I've never done it. And so, not necessarily because he's Abraham Lincoln, but just because in this scenario I have to choose between Obama and, you know, shaking a corpse, so Lincoln.
Pick on the dead guy.
This one's tough for me. I'm going to go with Obama. You know, I supported him fully when he became president, but there are a couple things that I wish he would have done a little differently, and I think I'd say I've got a bone to pick with you. Let's step outside the White House and see how far that goes.
Yeah, see how long it takes for the Secret Service to
I'm not a fighter,
neck.
though. I'm not a fighter. I would just talk to him. Maybe I'd get a little upset at some point in the conversation, but
watch it, man.
Yeah, I might. Yeah, raise my voice just a second. Then I'd end it all with Mr. President.
I think I'd rather sneeze the tiny elephants because, you know, it'd be like a cool party trick, you know, and people saw it, it'd be nice, and, you know, if you could round them all up and get them out of there, and, you know, the little tiny elephants would be on their way. You could make children happy.
Oh, yeah.
You know, instead of getting doused in elephant snot. I think that's the way I'm going.
I'm on board with the tiny elephants, too. I would do it in private, in a jar, and I would just keep my jar of tiny elephants, and when I met somebody really special, I would show it to them.
Obviously, I'm going to go the other way because nobody said sneezed by a large elephant. Again, because I like a challenge, and I think it would be hard to wash all of that off.
Probably, yeah.
Especially with your finger toes.
That would be toast fingers at that point, and I would just use the bread to kind of absorb the elephant snot.
And spit. Don't forget that.
Eventually, I'd have to eat it.
Right. You could sop up the elephant sneeze.
While choking Abraham Lincoln.
I think Abe would be pretty impressed by that, though. Either way, you know, if you were sneezed on or had the baby elephants. It would be you know, the magic of the future. You know, he would truly think we were gods. Thanks, KJHK. We've been the Organ Loners.
We're still the Organ Loners. We were before, and now we're still them. So thanks for listening and watching.